Yeah, I don't know what it is about. Anyway, good morning, everybody. That last couple minutes should have had like music involved, but you can't hear anything. I don't know what it is about lately restarting OBS. Like I close it, reopen it, and it's like, no, now I don't recognize stuff. And all you have to do is go back in and reselect it. It's like defaulting to the defaults. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Ben's Brick Designs. I'm Ben. Happy Sunday. Cheers. Yeah, the last update's like borked a few things and I'm not super happy about it. And I don't change anything. Like I hit stop stream, I leave everything alone. I come back, I do some stuff Lego wise. I'm not even on this table. And then I come back and hit like start stream again. Like I don't make changes to the equipment ever. It all just kind of sits here. So whatever OBS is doing is, I don't know. I might reinstall it. Anyway, sorry about not streaming on Thursday, but I got COVID. And it kept me from really being able to do anything because I had a bad fever, not a bad fever, but an average 101 something fever for like a day and a half. And it really knocked me out. And even now, like I may be able to get through like an hour and a half of this and then I'm probably going to be done. Like I'm congested. I'm still coughing, as you can tell. And I've also lost my sense of taste and smell, which means this coffee, despite being a gingerbread flavor and having lots of fun spices on the top of it, I can't taste it. It just tastes like warm water. Which is a lot more disconcerting than I thought. Everything just feels like I can't smell like when the air conditioner comes on. I can't smell the dogs. I can't smell myself or the house or anything. It's really weird. And I was reading up on it. It's like, yeah, that's a 1 or 2 months before it comes back. I'm like, oh, I'm going to go insane. Anyway, so real quick, I thought I'd recap what went on at Brick Rodeo. Because it was, despite getting COVID, it was still an entertaining event. And I believe I've got some photos. I did do the walkthrough for it. And I'm trying to see, I didn't post I didn't take a lot of pictures from it because there's a couple things that I really liked I just took pictures of those, but that was about it. What is that? Why did I take pictures of that? So let's go over to the design camera. So yeah, I got on Beyond the Brick. So second time in a row, second time in 2 years that I got on Beyond the Brick. They didn't interview me this time, but I was sitting there kind of hanging out by my table, and Josh kind of spoke up. He's like, so you're back this year with the microfighters? And I looked back and I was like, yeah, I am. He's like, do you have anything new? I was like, yeah, I got 4 or 5 new ones. I was like, but it's basically the same setup, you know, and we talked about the event and everything. So this was fun. Place called Pho Ben. I didn't actually get to eat there. I wanted to, but this was next to a place where I was getting breakfast. And I just thought it was funny. So where is my little guy? So this dude, Greg, my son 3D printed that for me. I don't want to pick him up because he's very fragile. So he went around with me the whole time. He sat at my table and was my companion on the car ride over. But that was my birthday present. That was very sweet. There were games. I took this is one of the games. It was a standing build. This is like most conventions. It's just smaller. I think we probably saw, I want to say between 3,000 and 5,000 people. And we have about 450 AFOLs signing up to do displays. Here's my setup. It's getting a little crowded, and I think next year I might try to figure out how to do either a more vertical display so I can have them like on a wall or something. I don't know. because I want to keep adding, but the more I add, the more crowded the table gets. But I don't want people to be overwhelmed. So we'll see how that goes. Whoops. It's not what I wanted to do. So let's see. This was one of my favorite models. It was called Stop It Now. This was from the bad lip reading video, Seagulls, Stop It Now. I thought that was hilarious. So that was one of my favorites. The games were fun. That was, like I said, this was standing build. The ones I participated, so I went to this one, but there were a lot of people who, what happens is it's a ranked voting, ranked choice. So music is a little loud for me. I don't want to shout over it. So you pick 4 games at 4 times that you want in your preference choice, right? So if everything works out, you get 4 games. You get to participate in 4 games. If you don't, then it ranks, it says this is your first choice, this is your second choice. If you don't get your first choice, we'll go for your second pick, and that'll be your first, So it's very likely you'll get into 2 or 3 games. You may not get any. It depends on when you sign up and when it fills up and stuff like that. So it's to allow everybody kind of a chance to get on the game. So there were, I just noticed this dude is not happy with me standing on a table or standing on a chair taking a picture. Regular games, standing builds, mirror builds, blind builds, telephone build. Telephone build I wanted to do, I didn't realize what it was, but you're basically back to back with somebody who has the instructions, and then you're building based on what they tell you to do, but they have different, the confusion comes is they have different names for all the parts than you do. So that's the fun part. Mirror build is you build it exactly opposite of what the instructions. So it's you and a partner building. And we got, so this one was standing build, and I was in this one, but I noticed that like 10 people were there just in case somebody didn't show to get like a chance to play. And I was like, go ahead and pick somebody else. I don't need to play this. And then you win a Lego set or something. And I was like, whatever. But then the mirror build I competed in, and I got 3rd with this kid. And when we were done, what you're supposed to do is take the set, which was a noodle shop, and part it out, and you get to keep whatever pieces. And I'm like, I already have I have 2 copies of the noodle shop. You can have it. And he's like, really? I was like, yeah, I won brick wherever I put the, I put on my brick badge. Brick Rodeo 2023 winner or something like that. I was like, you can have the set. Little did I know that his brother was also competing with one of the organizers of the of Brick Rodeo, Tim Howell. And they got first, and he did the same thing. He's like, I already got the set, you keep it. So the 2 of them both got a noodle shop, which I thought was really great. This was also one of the better, I got to remember to mute this because nobody needs to hear me talk. This was one of the better models. This is an actual water feature water park. There's actual water in this. So it is built into this table, right? It's built about that deep into the table, and it's real waterproof. So, I mean, those are real waves down there being generated. That's real water coming down that slide. And then it floats around and gets picked up by those rollers, right? And then there's a water slide down here where they pick up a person and dump them down the slide. And then there's like a lazy river where they fall into. I mean, it must have taken some serious work to figure out how to not get a figure stuck in that, So there's like, he's making sure that they float down the river face down. He did. So that, I think that won best model of the year or whatever. I got those for my friends who are into birds. And then there's me with my jersey and the Austin FC sign made by Harlan, a member of our group. So this was the big project that we did. It was the castle project. This is what we've been working on for like the last year. The sad thing is, the guy who organized this wasn't able to come, and he had basically this size table castle. And you may have seen it online. It was at Brick Rodeo last year, but it's this giant, probably 4 or 5 foot tall castle, and it's like a cross section, right? So you can see all the rooms inside it, right? So that was going to be the main keep, and these were going to be the walls around it. So that person wasn't able to bring their keep or their section of walls. There was another person who was there who didn't build their walls and bring them. Glenn just was like, yeah, I forgot. And I'm kind of like, maybe we don't give you the option to do this next year then, because I mean, that's kind of the point. Like if you were sick or, you know, something like that, that's one thing, but you just didn't bring it. You had like a year to do this, man. That really upset me. And then there's a couple people who weren't able to go. And then some people who weren't able to go that we brought theirs and added them to it. So, I think it still turned out pretty good. I don't like that we weren't able to like connect it here, but, I think it still turned out pretty good. This guy up in Dallas, Ryan, who runs Rebel Brick, which is like a bricks and minifigs type shop, added a lot. He did this castle and this tower, and he had a bunch of his minions in his shots make all these houses to add to it a little bit. So it was pretty good. And there's a lot of little fun scenes along here. Everybody kind of added their little fun bits to it. I tried to get as many, there's a snowman they're building there. Tried to get as many shots of things as I could. But there's dragons and spiders and stuff. A lot of people bought a lot of these Black Falcon figures. So there's a lot of these Black Falcon figures in there. Giant octopus for some reason. It's pretty hilarious. This was one of my favorites. It's just so like gardened up, and I think there's a Fabuland tree there, and really neat stuff. This was a cool one too, like somebody getting married or being escorted. Don't know what that is, but it's pretty cool. So a lot of these interiors are really neat, and it was a lot of fun. This was also one of my favorites. There was a lot of mosaics around, and I didn't get a chance to see, I forgot who did this, the signs over here, but this was like how time space warps around heavier gravitational bodies. I really liked this. First of all, it demonstrates you can build, whoever this is can build spheres, because that alone is not an easy thing to do. But then have like the proper, depth of warping of space-time. I thought that was really neat. Overall, it was a good trip. There's a Selena concert. I took that for the folks back home here in Austin. So I was able to, and I have some food here, so I may be like snacking and stuff. I apologize. I got a shirt from Will Heron Designs. This has the names of this is backwards, but it's the names of the founders of Lego. And these are also some figures that I got to build new microfighters. So expect these to come out. I think I already have this guy, and I forgot that I may have had him. He's a medical droid. So I'm going to put him when I make a Nebulon B, because I have a Nebulon B that somebody else did, but I'd like to do one of my own. I didn't think I had this pilot, but I went through and looked, and I do. So this is 2, so I can put him on another Scout Walker. I might do the newer Scout Walker that was seen in Bad Batch. The one that looks like it's the front end of the troop transport, and they put on legs. I got a design for it. I just need to put it out. Got Xander from the Freemaker Chronicles, so now I can do the Arrowhead. I got a Quarren, which means I can do that AT-AT crane, that Walker crane from Mandalorian, the one that pulls the Razor Crest out of the water. And then got me a Phasma. Now this is the pricey one. Guy was charging $75 for this. And I bought these other, I was picking out these other 4, and I was talking to him about my microfibers. I was like, man, that Phasma is really tempting. He's like, how about 50? And I'm like, sold. So I got the Phasma. That'll be for the troop, the first order drop ship. And I've got a design for that already. Let's see if I can find that. But again, it's somebody else's design. So I may want to rebuild my own. There's a drop ship in here somewhere. So there's a Nebula NB already, and it's fine. It's a little much. It's a little big. I think this was Arendelle 2016s from Bricklink. They post on Bricklink Studio a lot, or forums a lot. I think it's too big, honestly. I might make it a little chunkier, make this back half a little smaller. It still looks good, but I think it's a little large. Where is my first order drop ship? I don't think I reverse engineered that one. I don't see it. Oh, there it is. Again, this is pretty good. But I think I might redo it. Again, it just seems like it's a little big. So I'm going to try to go at it fresh and see what I can come up with. And then I have already... can we do these in order of... Yeah, there we go. So here's your AT-AT crane, and I need a Quarren for this. Because it was on the planet where all the Quarren and Mon cows were working. I thought it'd be better if it had a Quarren, because I don't have a Quarren. And then the newer Scout Walker and ATAC, so I can put that Scout pilot in there. And then the, oh goodness, this is going to be a while back. The Arrowhead. Maybe if I can just type Arrowhead, I'll find it. Yeah, so there's Xander's Arrowhead. Somebody else made a version where this piece in the front actually like flips around. I don't know what I haven't seen the show, so I don't know what the function of that is. This again is still a little large. I might try to shorten some of this a bit. Take that out and put a plate in there, like one of those rounded plates instead. What's up, Vab? How's it going? So yeah, so that's what I got. Another high point was one of the ladies from the 501st who was dressed as Fennec Shan came over and looked at all the stuff and liked the Fennec Shan ship, so came back later and got a few shots of it. So that was cool. There was a lot there. I didn't do it justice by the coverage that I did on my last stream of checking it all out, because there was a lot of people who weren't set up yet. I got there Thursday and worked on it. But Friday, a lot of people set up. So, but what I wanted to do today, so that's, let's go over a little bit of like the swag. So everybody gets a bag. The theme this year was Christmas in July, so this was the bag everybody gets, right? Brick Rodeo. I won a X-Wing thing, so I need to put that with my microfibers, or my poly bags. Everybody gets a shirt. So I think it's a Will Heron print. I'm not really sure. This is Christmas in July. It's an ugly sweater. It's got cowboy boots on it. You get a Con MOC. I'm going to switch this to the build camera real quick so you can see. You get a Con MOC. So you get to build Christmas cactuses. I haven't even opened this. I don't know if you get to build all three or if it's you get to build one and then you can change the lights on it. Let's see what it looks like in there, actually. So these are all the pieces, and the instructions you find online. So you find the instructions on brickrodeo.com. It looks like you probably get to build one, and then you can change the lights to be whatever you want. There's a nice big star piece right there. So that's pretty cool. Good set of pieces. Our mock next year is going to be pretty rad, and I'm very excited about it. I already know what it's going to be. We actually have to get the orders for it. Next year's theme, yes, and I'll talk about that in a second. We know what it is. We're not sure what to call it yet. So I got a recognized networking event brick for some reason. Oh, okay. So this is, got it. I'm going to put all this back. I ended up with 2 bags, and one of them is Rich Boy Jay's. He left it. So this is his. I'm never going to see him again.